Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I am going to discuss with you all the MoSCoW method, like prioritizing requirement for effective project delivery. What is the MoSCoW method? The MoSCoW method is powerful prioritization technique used in project management, software development and business analysis. It guarantees stakeholders reach a common understanding of requirement importance. The framework acronym M stands for must have, S should have, C could have and W won't have this time. Like Origin was developed by Dai Clegg in 1994, widely adopted within agile frameworks. As you can see, this is the must have, should have, could have, and won't have columns. Like if you are building a product or a minimum viable product from the scratch, you can have the things in prioritization. Like these are the must have that it should have be there to go live for your platform. Then this is should have, could have are like beneficial but not more urgent, and won't have non-beneficial, not urgent. Why implement MoSCoW? It prevents scope creep. It clearly defines that documents exactly what is out of bounds for the current release cycle, establishing firm boundaries. Align stakeholders, forces hard conversations early in the life cycle, ensuring business leaders and technical teams share identical priorities. Ensures viability. Guarantees the minimum viable product is delivered successfully even if time constraints or budget issue arises. Optimizes resources, directs costly developer and engineering efforts strictly toward high value non-negotiable features first. Must have the non-negotiables, features that are absolutely critical to the project's success. Let's suppose you are building an e-commerce platform, and in that platform what is the main feature? That you should have the product section, order sections to manage orders, payment sections to manage the transactions, listing sections, user sections to maintain the records of the users, and all those good stuff. Without these, the project is an utter failure, or the product is illegally, safely, or functionally unusable. Like if you will not be having a front end of your e-commerce website, then how that project would be called usable, right? So similarly, like what happens if the requirement is completely missing? If the answer is cancel the project, it is must have. Let's suppose if you are not providing the checkout button for your e-commerce store, so if the answer is cancel the project, it is a must have. That requirement should be, because unless and until you implement the checkout button in your e-commerce store, you will not be earning any revenue, not be generating any revenue from your site. Example, a highly secure authentication and login system for a banking application. Like let's suppose nowadays you are all having a banking apps that is much more biometric enabled, password protected, one time password is another type of protections that we need to authenticate through, right? So those are must have. Now comes to should have, important but not vital. Definition: high priority item that should ideally be included if possible but are not strictly necessary for the immediate launch. Let's suppose you are launching an e-commerce website, store website. So the very first thing you want to launch is the showcase your products out on the website. So for product showcase, you just need the product section. But what comes in should have is like categorization or classifications of those products, like you see in Amazon, Flipkart, and all those good websites. Key indicator: the product will still function without them, but omitting them might require a manual workaround or result in a less optimal user experience. Like let's suppose that just I gave you the example, if there will be no categorization and classification, will it not be hard for you to find a product that you are looking for? Similarly, so just test the question. Example: an automated forgot password email flow. Workaround: users calls IT support to reset password until built. Right. Could have, the nice to have ones. Definition: what is defined by could have? Desirable features that can improve user experience or customer satisfaction but are entirely unnecessary for core functionality, right? The key indicators that are, these are very first features to be immediately deprioritized if the project timeline is at risk or resources become constrained. Would this be great to have if we somehow find extra time and budget? Like a dark mode UI toggle or advanced customizable dashboard visual themes. Like let's suppose today websites are having light mode and dark mode, all those good features, and any type of visual themes. If the basic insights you are getting from a basic graph, then there's no more of putting money in more good advanced customizable dashboard or visual themes to get inputs, right? it will though enhance the user experience, but if it is not required, then it is like could have, won't have, out of scope things. Requirement that stakeholder explicitly agree will not be delivered in the current time frame, sprint or release block. Key idea, acknowledging and documenting these items prevents phantom scope creep. They are often placed safely in a backlog. Won't have generally means won't have this time rather than will never have. Integrating a completely new AI chatbot feature when the current primary goal is just migrating a legacy database. Let's suppose you are already having a customer support team well addressed, but you are looking out for your website to build a AI chatbot that provides the customer support and solutions to cut out the cost, and you create, but won't have is out of scope because this won't have, because you are already having a customer support team at your end who can address all those issues. Still this feature is built, so this type of things can be put into the won't have. Now, how MoSCoW applies to complex IT deployment, launching an ERP for education using a modern backend. Okay, so must have core database routing, basic attendance, cryptographic licensing. Status, non-negotiable, system cannot be distributed without these, right? Should have automated report card generation module, high priority fallback, export to Excel temporarily. Could have progressive web app, wrapper, custom tailwind themes, drop if integration hits delays. Won't have native iOS Android app, AI predictive grading models. Out of scope, deferred strictly to version 2.0. Now this is like if you are you all have your own universities, college websites where you do all these good things, but not all universities and college websites have that features of a native iOS or Android app, and still the things are moving through static websites sometimes, and somewhere those are with dynamic features or progressive web applications or PHP based systems, right? So in similar case, this is how describing like what is to be prioritized and what can be deprioritized and what can be pushed back into backlog. Let's see. So 60% rule allocation. Aim for no more than 60% of total project effort to be dedicated to must have. If must have consumes 90% of the timeline, the project is at extreme risk for failure from a single delay. Collaborative prioritizing. Never let one department dictate the MoSCoW list. Ensure IT architecture, business operations, and end user representatives all have an equal voice in assigning priority. Re-evaluate regularly. A could have in phase 1 might evolve into a must have in phase 2. Utilize sprint planning or phase kickoffs to actively review and adjust the prioritization list. Rigorous time boxing. Use strict deadlines to inform MoSCoW. When time runs critically low, the could haves and should haves are aggressively dropped to protect the delivery of must have. So MoSCoW is a very powerful communication tool disguised as a prioritization framework. It protects the minimum viable product and flawlessly manages stakeholder expectations. Review current backlog, assign MoSCoW priorities, lock must-haves. If you have any questions or discussions, please feel free to write in the comment section. I will surely get back to you around. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon for more updates and get more insights and learning. Level up your journey. Thanks for watching the video.